Cowboy Ranch. So, just a little explanation. We purchased the property a couple weeks ago. Got it for a really good price. And it's all off grid. There's nothing up here. There's no service for at least a couple of miles. So we're going to be doing everything off grid. It's untouched land. Nobody's ever lived out here. The last time somebody owned it was 82, and there was a death certificate, and then it went to auction, and a couple of land management companies bought it, and that's it. So it's kind of interesting when you're first getting your first big property like this. 2.17 acres. I know some of you that's not a big property, but when you grew up the way I did, where we lived in town lots, when I was a kid we lived on 1.25 acres, and that was, to me, that was gigantic. So then we moved around, and the biggest I've had was a city lot, maybe 1/3 acre at the most. So this is great for me. It's our little getaway cab. We're gonna have to do a cabin up here. Right now we're just camping. We've got our travel trailer rig out here, and by the way, we're northern Arizona. We're up in the cedar forest, cedar, pinyon, pine. So yeah, come along with us, and we'll you'll get a sense of what it's like. First thing we're going to do today, we already marked the corners of the property yesterday. We'll put some footage of that, and then a couple of pictures. And today we're going to mark the back corner of the lot over to the north corner of the lot, and we're going to be putting up a 4-foot cattle fence. So we need to mark all that out and clear the brush and the trees, whatever we need to get a. So come along with us, and let's have some fun. Here's the property line. We had to clear this stump, or this down tree up here. We had to cut it away. We got rocks laying on it so animals don't pick it up. But we had to cut this fallen tree apart. I'll probably be using a lot of that for corner posts, fence posts. These are all that juniper, and that stuff holds up pretty well underground, so I'm going to cut sections off of that for fence stays and fence posts, and we'll be doing a little bit of we'll burn the ends on it just to get a good long lasting post. And I'll be doing a combination of those wood posts and T-posts. So we'll have to cut part of this tree out. You can see that in there. We'll cut all that out. And it kind of weaves through these trees. Some of the trees I'll be able to use as fencing. I cut some of these branches out. Like you can see, I cut that one out right there. And then, I'm not sure if you can see that line. It follows all the way down. And it's really amazing how difficult it is to keep this line straight, like where you think you're going when you're walking across here. You think it doesn't, it's very, oh, it's over there. And you think it's easy. It's very difficult. As a matter of fact, we had to, here's our almost halfway, well, a little past halfway point right here. We had to double up our twine. It's really difficult to find where you're centered at. Where your line goes, and keeping it straight is, man, it's harder than it seems. I actually have, if I had survey equipment, it'd be a piece of cake, but I don't. And I do have some experience with surveying, and it's not absolute brain food, but if I had the equipment, let's drop that down a little more. Again, I'm just trying to keep cattle and wildlife from picking that up. If I had survey equipment, it'd be much easier to do, but I don't. And let me find something else to find another rock. See, we got plenty of rocks up here. And the ones that are sticking out, you think they're kind of iceberg style. You think they got lots of, or just a little bit, exposed, and you got big, huge rocks down underneath. This is not going to be easy to dig. I'll probably get a post hole or a auger, which you can see my line for direction that I laid out. I got to pick that up, and comes down here, and here's the end. Here's the other corner. So this is the northeast corner. Drop that down. There we go. This is the northeast corner, and the other side, the northwest corner is down there, and that one's going to be fairly easy. I do have this little thick spot of trees I got to get through, so I'll take you down there. So that's actually going to come through this way. And again, I'm doing 4 foot cattle fence with a barbed wire top. Nobody really has developed this. Nobody's developed this land at all. This land over here, I don't even know if it's owned. I think it's still up for sale. But look at that view. Right over here, this is where we're gonna be putting our cabin. And you can see my truck right there. But over here is going to be where we're going to put our little 200 square foot cabin. Let me zoom out here. That's where going to be where we're putting our cabin. So, and this big pinyon, there's a lot of pinyon pine in here mixed with juniper, and I guess it's called mountain mahogany. We always called it cliff rose. It's kind of a shag bark little bush with a with these little curly tassels on the end of them. They're pretty cool little bushes, but man, they take off. And you can definitely smell the pine in here, or not the pine, but the juniper, especially this time of year. Property line comes over here, and right in that bush, right over there. See, I thought I was walking a straight line, and I'm that far away. So it's not easy. It's and then that's our road, access road, and down there at the corner, I don't know if you can see that little road sign. This was actually supposed to be developed. That road sign coming over this way, that's the corner, the other corner of our property. But this was supposed to be developed back in the 70s, and then they built I-40, and Route 66 kind of went the way of the dodo. So all the development up here just stopped. So these properties are being sold off fairly cheaply. This is county property. There's no not a whole lot of restrictions. Anything over 200 square feet has to be permitted and inspected. Everything under that, as long as it's not, there's no electrical, does not have to be inspected. So that's what we're planning on doing. Anyway, that's a tour of the property, and that's what we got done. So we will sit back and relax and take the rest of the night, kind of enjoy the view, and catch you later. So we're leaving Round Boy Ranch this morning, getting packed up and headed out. Right now we're only camping in our travel trailer until we can get something built up here. We did get what we set out to get done. We marked the four corners of the property, laid out our line for the southeast fence line. And again, that's going to be 4-foot cattle fence. And then I'm going to top it off with some barbed wire just to keep anything from climbing over top of it as much as I can. We're pretty remote. I mean, this is extremely rural. There's no services or anything for miles, so I'm not worried about anybody coming in here. But you know, just on the odd chance that somebody does come in, I want to make sure that I'm protected, and to keep predators out. And then when we come up, I want to be able to have the dogs be able to just run the property without having to worry about them getting out or something getting in. So, but thanks for coming along with us. I'm not sure when we'll be coming out here, how often. It comes down to, you know, weekends and time that we have to come up and get work done. And also money. We're trying to get money together so we can actually do all this without any problems. I don't want to actually go into debt for this. I want this to be an all cash basis. I don't want anything over us on this. We are gonna have to haul water in. We could put a well here, but a well here would be about 1,000 feet for any kind of longevity, and man, that's a $50,000 well. I'm not gonna have $50,000 to do this. So what we're probably gonna do is we'll bring out a 500 or 1,000 gallon tank, and then as we come in, I'll bring in an IBC tote full of water and fill it up every time, add it to it every time we come in. I want to be able to just bring the trailer up and not have to worry about, we could have our own small level of hookups, have a tank, maybe put in a septic system that we can do. And the cabin that we're planning on building, I'm thinking we might do something. We're going to do something small. It can't be more than 200 square feet. I might still have to have it inspected because I am planning on putting electrical in there with solar. But I think that's the only part that I'll have to have approved and inspected. But I worked as an electrician down in Phoenix for a few months, and I've got some pretty good experience with doing that on my own. I helped my brother build his garage and we wired all that in. So I do have experience with that. By trade, I'm a mechanic, so there's not a whole lot that I can't figure out. We're probably just going to do a small septic system, probably just something, something small just for the trailer for now, and run a leach line out for, I want it to be sanitary. I want to be clean, and I don't want to be smelling it in my property. So, perk test, I don't think is going to be a problem. The soil drains pretty well. It actually just snowed up here 2 weeks ago, and there's still some snow on the ground underneath trees, and the dirt I'm standing on is dry. You dig down a couple of inches and it's moist like deep dirt, but it's not bad. So I think drainage is going to be fine. It's pretty rocky. We're sitting on mostly quartz and a lot of shale. This is mainly a volcanic history up here. So there's no sharp mountains, no sharp peaks. Everything's kind of rolling around here. Off to the north, there are some cliffs, pretty rocky cliffs, but that's like 15 miles away. To the south, it just kind of goes even. There's no real massive topography out here. It's pretty smooth. Anyway, thanks for coming along with us. We look forward to more work in the future. Nobody really looks forward to work, but we look forward to doing the work, and we look forward to bringing you along with us. It is possible to buy land and to get your own little homestead going. It is possible. We did this without a loan. We did this without carrying, a whole lot of debt. We're actually doing an owner carry through a property company. Their minimum payment is $135 a month, but I'm going to be paying a lot more than that. I want to get this paid off. Like I said, I don't want to carry that. So thanks for coming along. We look forward to seeing you back up here on Round Boy Ranch, and we'll catch you on the next one. See you later, guys.